Hello everyone, how are you today? Today I'd like to talk about how depression is addictive. I say this from both a personal and interpersonal standpoint. I felt it myself many years ago, and I have seen it firsthand with loved ones, with friends, and of course, patients. Biologically speaking, there are studies which point out that people who have been depressed for so long, chronic depression, which is the symptoms and the diagnosis of depression for at least a year, do exhibit important functional changes in their brain. The functional MRI, which is basically an imaging test detecting brain activity, is significantly different for those who are chronically depressed as compared to those who are not depressed. And the finding basically corroborates that essentially the brain has become so used to the fact that it is depressed such that it organizes all of its thought processes, its emotions, and ergo its actions around this state of being depressed. In other words, the brain assumes the identity of a depressed brain, which functions as a sort of positive feedback. Positive feedback basically means that this state of depression actually feeds upon itself. Picture the image of the Ouroboros, which is the snake eating its tail. Basically, that is what happens when one is depressed for so long. The brain essentially becomes used to the state of being depressed, that anything beyond it, happiness or the absence of depression itself, feels alien. It feels wrong. Literally feels wrong to be happy. So what the brain will do, it will try to revert back to its original default state, which is being depressed. And this also explains the reason why one simply cannot just choose to not be depressed. It's not a simple flicking of a switch. Many times, people who are clinically depressed are aware that they are depressed, but their thought processes, their emotions, their own brain, as these studies have found, have become so used to and so familiar to the state that it would feel different, even yucky, to not be depressed, if that makes any sense. And chronic depression is just not a matter of feeling sad, feeling down, feeling lonely. Personally, I think what is worse than feeling sad is feeling numb, is feeling nothing at all. For those of us who have been or are depressed, there is something much worse than sadness, and that is numbness. When the things, the people, the events, which way back used to make you smile, no longer affect you. When small triumphs, small things like a delicious cup of coffee, the warm smile of your loved one, which used to bring you joy, simply become mere events. Apathy. And it's true that when one is depressed for so long, you become used to it. You become dependent upon it. You become addicted to it. But if it's any silver lining, if one, and hopefully you do, hopefully we all do, if one wishes to eventually get out of this rabbit hole, to get out of this state, the first step is recognition, is acknowledgement. So if you do recognize that you are depressed and you are addicted to it, that is actually the first good step. So you are on the right track. Thank you everyone, and I'll see you again in our next video. I wish you all the best. Stay healthy, stay happy, and take care.